Hi guys, welcome to this video for the Metahuman Customization System. In this video we are going to be looking at how to set up version 1.1 to work with our new pre-made blueprints. So if I open up my project here, this is version 1.1, and I'll just open up the demo map. So first thing we need to know is once we install this, we are going to need to enable some plugins. I'm not getting any errors here, but when it launches, it will ask you to enable some plugins. But there is a case where it might not ask you to enable some plugins. So I just want to show you how to do that first of all before we do anything in this video. Okay, so I want you to go to your content directory, right click on it, and click on Show in Explorer. Okay, Show in Explorer, and open up the root folder of your project, and well, actually you don't have to do this. Okay, so to enable those plugins, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'll just check on my project exactly which plugins I am using. This is a list of the plugins I'm using here. Okay, I will cover this again later on in the video, so by then you can just ignore it, because at the beginning of this video is where you need to enable these plugins. Okay, so as you can see here, there's a list of plugins that are active. Okay, so in order to enable those plugins, in case they are not enabled, or in case it doesn't ask you automatically to enable them, let's go to the edit button here and click on plugins, and you're going to search for each and every one of these plugins one by one. Okay, and enable them one by one. Okay, so first plugin, animation warping. I'll just drag this to the side and put this one to the side, so that I can see everything that I'm actually doing. I'll drag this to the side as well. So just arrange your screen like this and search for animation warping. Wherever it looks like there should be a space bar, leave a space bar. So animation warping. So make sure that's enabled. Okay, you click there. This is only in 5.4, so if you do not get this, it means you are using a different engine version, or rather less than 5.4. You should get this in 5.4 and 5.5 and so on and so forth. Search for the next one and enable it. That's pose search. You enable that. Okay, animation locomotion library, enable that. Do the same for all the rest of these plugins. Your MetaHumans will let you enable these automatically, or it will ask you to enable them, like hair strands, rig logic, live link. But for animation warping, pose search, animation locomotion library, these may not ask you to enable them automatically, and when that happens, you will get errors throughout the entire project. So make sure you take this step first to activate all of the plugins. Make sure they are all active, and then proceed with the tutorial. Do this immediately when you add the project, or even before you add the Meta Customization System V1.1 to your project, to avoid any errors. And now we will start the main video after you have done all of these steps. Hi guys, welcome to this video for the Metahuman Customization System. And, in this video we are going to be looking at how we can set up our meta styler to work with our new pre-made blueprints. That is a pre-made regular MetaHuman blueprint that's called BPMH female, BPMH male, MH for MetaHuman. So this is kind of exactly the same as your regular MetaHuman blueprint. Okay, and the second set of blueprints, we've got BP playable MetaHuman female, BP playable MetaHuman male. This is basically just a third-person character. I'll give you an example of that. If I click on play and I click on start third-person game, new game, I'll get my third-person character there, and I'll click on finish. Yeah, this is our regular Unreal Engine third-person character template. Okay, so basically you just add your MetaHuman assets to this blueprint, and you get your basic Unreal Engine third-person character working with your MetaHuman. Okay, and so there's the female and the male, and the final one is the RPG female and male. Okay, so in this video I'm basically only going to show you this last set of blueprints here, how to set them up, but it is the exact same process with all of them. Okay, just for the sake of time I'm only going to set up one, and then depending on which one you want to make use of, you can set up the exact same way. Okay, so we'll take a look at the blueprint, the inside. We've got some assets there for the RPG character. If we look at the third person one, it's almost the same, just that there are fewer assets. And same goes with the first one, which is just a regular MetaHuman blueprint. As you can see, it looks exactly the same as the regular MetaHuman blueprint. Okay, so we'll just take a closer look at the one we'll be setting up. It's the RPG female one. We'll also do a bit of the male one, but just for the sake of time, we'll mainly concentrate on the female one, and you can set up the male one exactly the same way. Okay, so I'm going to click on play so we can take a look at the third person, sorry, the fantasy version of the blueprints. So I'll click on start RPG game, and this will actually take me to a RPG level, basically a start screen, and I can click on new game, and here I can customize my RPG character. Once I'm done customizing the character, I won't customize it now because I haven't added the MetaHuman yet. I'll click on finish, and this will take me to my RPG level. If you watched the overview video of version 1.1, you have probably already seen this, but for the sake of those who are watching this for the first time, this is basically what you get. It's a fantasy level, the fantasy character. This is using the game animation sample system for the animation, so that's why we get some nice smooth animations going there. And basically it's an RPG game where you can kill enemies and earn points to upgrade maybe your health or your stamina, and you also get some other buttons such as a bomb button. You can press tab to view the controls there. Both keyboard and controller are supported. Controller is not fully supported, mainly it's just for gameplay. Maybe later on we'll add controller support for the menus as well. I get this little save station. It looks like this. This is where you'll be saving your progress. So if I press F here, I can save my progress. I can increase my stats As you can see there, I've increased my health. I can also increase my stamina. And I can press save, and if I exit, I will actually continue from this exact same save point. It's kind of like Dark Souls. So let's see how we can now move forward and set up our metahuman to use these blueprints. So I'm going to exit. You get a bit of an error, but this is a non-critical error. It's just looking for a widget that it can't find. Nothing that will mess up our game. So yeah, I'm just going to restart my editor very quickly here because I do not want to get any I'm overusing my memory right now, so I do not want it to crash. The reason I was getting the memory overuse is because I actually had 2 instances of Unreal Engine running and I did not notice. So anyway, we'll begin setting this up. If you've watched the first 2 tutorial videos, this is where you continue from. The tutorial video for setting up the facial animation, facial customization, and the body customization. Okay, so I hope you've already done that. That also means that you already have a metahuman in your project. So we'll continue from there. So we're going to open BP RPG female, or MH RPG female. And what we have here is this is basically a metahuman blueprint with all the metahuman functionality and some extra added functionality. This blueprint has basically been parented to a fantasy character blueprint and a game animation sample blueprint. Okay, so you will need to enable some plugins in order to use this blueprint. I am going to quickly show you which plugins need to be enabled in order for this to work correctly. So before you start the entire setup process, you've probably already been asked to enable some plugins, but you might not have gotten all of them. So I'm going to quickly show you which plugins you must enable and make sure are enabled. So these are the plugins which need to be true. Some of them are for the third-person character, and some of them are for the metahumans. For the metahuman ones, you probably already got them. For metahumans, you already probably activated Apple Arcade face support, Live Link Control Rig, Live Link, Rig Logic, hair strands, and that should be it. And for the third-person character animations, we're going to have to activate the following plugins: animation wrapping. It will probably ask you to do this automatically. But in case it does not, just make sure they're on. You can go to the plugins from the edit button, plugins button. Okay, so if I type animation wrapping here, I should be able to see it. Just type it correctly. Animation warping. Sorry, I'm reading stuff out of my own head. Yeah, animation warping. So you just search for the plugin according to the name. Probably leave a space between the words. So you have to activate animation warping, pose search, animation locomotion library, and motion warping, and chooser. If you do not activate these, you will get errors. Okay, so please make sure you activate these before you do anything else, so that you do not get any compilation errors and missing stuff, because that will disable you from being able to use it. Okay, so you search for animation warping, you search for pose search, make sure you activate all of those. So type post search, you activate that. Do the same for everything else. Okay. Motion warping, animation, locomotion, library, chooser. Make sure everything is active before you proceed, so that you do not get any errors. Okay. So let us begin setting up our MetaHuman. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be replacing the assets which are here, beginning with the body. I'll click on the body in the components over there, and press F in the viewport so that I can get a close look. So I'll be replacing this body with the MetaHuman body, this head with the MetaHuman head, and the hair, the eyebrows, fuzz, eyelashes, mustache, and beard. Okay. So I'm going to open up my MetaHuman. I'll use Kendra, and I'll probably have to add maybe 1 or 2 more MetaHumans so that we can get the varied hairstyles and skin styles. So I'll double click on BP Kendra there to open her up. And once Kendra is open, the first thing that I am going to notice is there's a bit of a name difference. If I come to BP RPG MH female, we've got hair 0 here, and everything else is just fine, but hair is hair 0, and here hair is just hair. So because I don't want to get any errors, I'm going to rename. Okay, I can't rename it here because the parent already has a hair mesh which is called hair. That's why this one's named hair 0. So I'm going to come to Kendra, and I'm going to rename the hair to match the name that's here. So I'll just copy this name, and I'll click on the hair, and I'll paste it here, press enter, compile that, so that I do not have to start renaming the components after I copy them. Okay. Now I'll go to the viewport. The body is looking strange. That's because the body customization is active there. It looks fine in game, so no worries over that. So now what I'm going to do is well, actually I won't be copying these. I will actually just be copying the or rather adding the assets. So actually this renaming wasn't even necessary. We'll start with the body. Click on the body of your MetaHuman, and click on find, or rather browse to FTOR narrow body in content browser. So I'll just minimize this a little bit so that I can see what I'm doing from my content browser. Okay, so I'll click on that button in the details panel. Okay, this will find the body mesh. So let's go to BP RPG MH female, and browse all the way down to the body. Okay, and replace the body with FTOR narrow body by clicking on the skeletal mesh asset. Use selected asset from content browser. Click on that, and you will get a MetaHuman body added in there. There's a second body here. Okay, if I click on this, it's character mesh 2. We are actually retargeting from this mesh to our MetaHuman to get the animations. That way we don't have to set up any animation for our MetaHuman. Okay. In game, this is not visible. Okay. So if I type visibility, visibility is active. Okay, but hidden. If I type hidden, hidden is true. So this is actually hidden in game. If you don't want to see this in this viewport, you can just make it invisible. The reason it's true there is because I don't want to forget that it's there. but if you don't want to see it, you can click on that button. Just remember that it's there. Okay. So next up, I'll do the head. I'll keep this visible. Well, anyway, I guess I don't need to see it. I just have to keep in mind that it's there. The head is face. Okay, so I'll click on face. You can notice that it has actually disappeared. We had the cyborg head there. It's disappeared because we replaced the body. It cannot communicate with the metahuman body. So in our metahuman BP Kendra, I'll click on the face and I'll find it in the content browser. That's the one over there. BP RPG image female. I'm going to add it to the face that's there. So remove that filter that we searched for, and go to the skeleton mesh and click on Kendra face. Our metahuman's face will now be attached there. Okay, and I'll do the same for the hair, the eyebrows, and any other mesh that I need to do it for. So let's go back to Kendra. Start with the eyelashes. Click on the eyelash asset. Okay, groom asset. Jump back to our blueprint. Click on the eyebrows. The eyelashes, and add that to the groom asset. And do the same for the binding asset. Let's go back to Kendra. Search for the binding asset, and add that there. The binding asset. We need to do the same for everything. There's a lot of hair assets here, so let's go to the hair. Let's go to Kendra, click on her hair, find that hair and add it there. These hairs are actually going to be replaced later on. We'll add them in advance, so everything is the same. Do the same with the binding asset from Kendra. Add the binding asset in the new blueprint, so that the hair is now binded to the head. Do the same with the eyebrows. You get the point, so let's just try and go through this quickly. Find that there, and I'll add it over here. Find the binding asset, and I'll add it over here. Let's do that with the fuzz. Let's find that. Let's add it to the groom asset. Do that with the binding asset. Add that to the binding asset. And the eyebrows. Do the eyebrows, beard. This character doesn't have a beard. If your character has a beard, maybe if it's a male metahuman, then you have to do that with the beard. Okay. Same goes with the mustache. But I guess we're done here. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Let's see what's happening in the RPG template now. We should be halfway done. I'll press play. And I'll click on Start RPG Game. And well, if I press continue, I am going to continue from where I left off. I won't go to the creation screen. And, basically, I'm getting, well, part of it is working, part of it is not. My head is not attached to my metahuman body, and my weapons are on the ground. There is probably something that I have not set up correctly yet. I'll exit gameplay there, and I'll open up the blueprint again. Okay, So the head is working just fine. The reason it's not showing is simply just because in our event graph I do not have a head on my head mesh. Okay, so this is because I've only got one metahuman in my system here. I need to have multiple heads for the customization system so that we can get different types of heads to work with our facial customization system while we're customizing our characters' eyes, noses, ears, and all the rest of that. It's also good to have various head types. It adds to the customization. So in order to get the head to pop up there, it actually did work, but it was immediately removed because there's no head assets. Okay, so I'm going to find the head of my metahuman by clicking on the face and finding the face mesh, and I'll put it on head 1. Okay, I'll put it on all the head assets. Set skeleton mesh. You just click on use assets in content browser. Make sure it's highlighted here, and then you click on the button. Okay, we found it by clicking here, and we add it by clicking there. So I'll use this head on all the sections first of all. Okay. And then as I add more metahumans to this project, I'll replace those heads with different metahuman heads. Okay. So now if I click play, and I click on start RPG game, I can open up this level if I want to be starting from here all the time. Okay. Now if I click on continue, my metahuman head is now attached. Okay. So if you notice, setting this up is now much faster. Sorry if the video itself is longer than our original version tutorials. But that's because there's a bunch of new features and I want you guys to understand everything that's going on. So please bear with me if it's taking long. So we'll continue. You'll actually notice that before I saved my game actually somewhere down over there. Okay, but for some reason I've started up here. Okay, and the reason is well, Unreal Engine is a little bit it behaves unexpectedly sometimes. It's got two save locations in my documents and within the project files. Okay, so it's switched to the save location that is in my documents. So it's picking up save data from elsewhere. So anyway, let's continue setting up. I'm just giving you that disclaimer in case it happens to you or in case you're wondering why I'm starting from a different position. Okay. Yeah, so we've added the face. The next thing we want to do is we want to add a few this isn't necessary to be done if you're not using the fantasy RPG game. You can skip that. If you're using like image BP female or playable female or male, you don't need to do this part. You do what we'll do afterwards. Okay, so we're going to add a few sockets so that the sword and the shield are in the character's hands. Okay, so I'm going to go to, if you remember, we had an extra body here. Okay, so I'm going to go to that body. It's called character mesh 2. It's not visible right now. I made it invisible. So start visible there and have it visible. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for here. I'm going to search for this skgami ftall medium female. So I'll click on it so I can find it in the content browser there. Okay, click on this button, the details panel, open it up, and I'll go to the skeleton tree, and you notice that under the left hand I've got two sockets. That's a shield particle and shield, and in the right hand I've got the sword. There are two sockets, I believe. There should be one for male and a regular one, but it works either way. I can't see it, so I'll just type hand. So under right hand we've got sword hand. Okay, so I'm going to copy this socket first of all. Okay, so yeah, I searched for hand, and under the right hand we've got sword hand. We'll copy that socket. So copy selected sockets, and we're going to go to our MetaHuman's body. Okay, make sure it's using the correct skeleton. We can do that by let me hide this mesh here and type in visible again. We can do that by making sure we select the correct body. So whichever body you have added here is the body you are going to be adding the socket to. Okay, the skeleton that it uses. So select the body, click on find in content browser, open the body up, and we can add the socket to this. Okay, the skeleton is we click on skeleton here, search for it in the content browser. The skeleton is MetaHuman based skeleton under the common folder of our MetaHumans. You can just follow this path. It's not too important as long as you've got the correct mesh, it's fine. Okay, so go to the skeleton tree in the mesh. Okay, you can switch between the skeleton and the mesh like this. Okay, so go to the skeleton tree, make sure you're on the mesh, and type hand. We want the right hand. We'll click on right hand, right click on it, and click on paste sockets, and you will get the sword hand socket. Let's do the same for the shield. Let's go back to the SK dummy female. Let's type shield in the search panel there. Let's copy shield particle, copy selected, go back to the body, and under left hand paste sockets. You'll have to type shield here to see that socket, and that's the socket. Okay, let's type hand again, go back to the SK dummy, copy selected sockets. That's shield. Before we copied shield particle, now we're copying shield. Let's copy that. Let's right click on the hand and click on paste sockets. Let's save that, and now if we quickly just click play, and we quickly open up the RPG game and click on the continue button, we'll have our sockets working. We have a sword and a shield. Our textures have gone a little bit flat. This MetaHuman is 8K. Okay, so it limits my memory quite a lot. This is why I actually prefer to use low quality MetaHumans. So I'm gonna have to restart my editor right quick to get those textures working again. But as you can see here, it almost looks like I'm done, but we're still a bit far from finishing. But I've basically got my fantasy RPG and my MetaHuman working together now. I'll kill these two guys. And yeah. So I'm gonna restart the editor. Okay, so I have restarted the editor and I'm back. If you want to avoid having to do that, I recommend you use low quality MetaHumans, because the high quality ones do tend to use up a whole lot of memory. Anyway, we'll get back to the process and begin using the meta styler now to add some customization features such as hair, and other things to our MetaHuman, so we can be able to further customize it. So we're going to open up the Meta Customizer. It's over here in my content browser under my blueprints. So I'll open it up. I double click in there, and what I want to do first is I want to edit the hairs. So I added a new MetaHuman, Natalia, okay, by going to the Quixel bridge under the window there and exporting it from my my MetaHumans. Okay. She is under local MetaHumans, my MetaHumans. It should be Natalia here. I'll let it load up. So the grayed out MetaHumans are actually MetaHumans that are not compatible with this version of Unreal Engine. If you have maybe upgraded your project from Unreal Engine 5.3 or 5.2 or from whatever, in this case it would have to be 5.3 because this particular version of the project is only compatible with 5.4, this particular version of the customization system. So if you've upgraded from 5.3, you can still use those MetaHumans as long as you only use version 5.3 MetaHumans. Okay. So anyway, I've added Natalia to my project. I exported a low quality version, though Kendra is high quality, but I don't want to get my memory issues even worse, so I'm using a low quality version of this MetaHuman. And for the meta styler, I'm going to add some of the features of this MetaHuman to my meta styler so that we can be able to use like Natalia's hair and skin and so on and so forth. So in order to add the hair, I'm pretty sure you noticed that there was no hair. I'm gonna have to look for the grooms in the components tab. So I'm going to search grooms, or rather groom, and we've got male grooms here and we've got female grooms. So when you're using a male MetaHuman, you should add the grooms to the male character. When you're using a female MetaHuman, you add to the female grooms, which are just named groom. Okay, groom 1, groom 2, groom 3, groom 4. Male, it's a groom 1, groom 2, a male groom 1, male groom 2, male groom 3. So keep that in mind. If you're using a male MetaHuman preset blueprint, you'll want to add some male grooms there, and the same with the female, just groom. So Natalia's hair would be found in female hair, I believe. So let's open that up. Groom bindings and their hairs. The easier way to find them is actually just by opening the MetaHuman blueprint, but I've already shown you how to do it in the beginning, how to find the hair and add it to a blueprint. So I'll show you another method now. I'm just going to go to the female folder. I'm going to go to the hair folder. The one that simply just begins with well, actually, in this case we won't find the hair here because Natalia probably has a male hairstyle. I probably just chose it without noticing. So I'm gonna go to male hair. No, it's not here. Okay, so let's just open up the blueprint. It doesn't seem there in the folders I'm expecting. I guess it's in female hair, PFN or something like that. I'm gonna go to the viewport after opening the blueprint. I'll select the hair. Just search for it from the details panel. Yeah, it's female hair, PFN. So this is the hair I'm looking for. I'm guessing the groom binding is in the bindings folder. So anyway, let's go back to the BP Meta Styler and add that hair. We'll set it on Meta Styler. We'll set it on number 3. Number 3 is actually 2 in the selection menu widget. Number 2 is number 1 in the selection menu widget. Okay, and number 1 is empty. I usually leave it empty because number 1 is the cancel button. What I mean by that is if I click on play here and just wait for it to compile, and I click on here, this is number 1. Okay, groom 1. This one here, the cancel button. Okay, it's nothing. And then number 1 is number 2, and we proceed from like that. And 3 is number 4, 4 is number so on and so forth. You know, I'm sure you get to the point. So 1 is cancel, 2 is number 1 here, 3 is number 2 here, 4 is number 3 here. So 4, number 3. Keep that in mind. Okay. So yeah, I'll put that groom on number 2, rather number 3, because I want it to be the second one in the selection. I want the first one to be Kendra, which is our original metahuman. Okay. So anyway, number 3, I'll select it there, and then I'll set number 1 as well. Sorry if I'm going a little bit backwards. I'll put it there. Okay, under the groom assets, you just choose use selected asset from offset browser. The easier way to find the groom binding, you could find it simply by going to the bindings folder, or you could type the same hair L messy clamps under binding asset by clicking here, typing messy clamps. We'll get that that binding asset there. So I'll jump to Kendra and set number 2, which will be my first hair. Click on a female hair. In this case, I guess it's in the correct folder. Female hair, hair M bob messy. That's the hairstyle. Could open up the blueprint and find it the way I did with Natalia, or you could simply just use this method. Again, I'll type bob messy. It's the name of the hairstyle, and I'll just easily find the groom binding like that. I'll save, compile, and save, and like that I've added 2 new hairstyles to the system. So if I click on hair here and choose maybe number 2, I will get Natalia. If I choose number 1, I will get Kendra. Okay. So I don't need to jump to the customization level. I know it's working. Let's set up the skin, and then we'll jump to the customization level where the metahuman is, so that we can see the effect. So for the skin, we're going to go under my blueprint, okay, the search panel, and type MAT. That's matte, short for material, and I can find the body materials. So for female, body mat 1 is the first body material, body mat 2 is the second body material, and body mat 3 is the third body material. And it's the same thing with the skin. If I click on play here and I click on skin, mat 1 is actually cancel, mat 2 is number 1, mat 3 is number 2. Okay, so if I want to set number 1, I have to set it on body mat 2. Okay, cancel is just going to be the original metahuman skin. Okay, so I want number 1 to be Kendra, just like we set the hair. Kendra's hair is number 1. So for body mat 2 and body mat 1, I'll also set it in advance, just so that it's also the same. Because if I do not set it in advance, if I happen to change the body of the metahuman, then it will adopt the material for whichever body I had in the first place. Okay, and actually that's the same case for the hair. So before we set the mat, let's click on groom 1. We left it on nothing, but let's set it to be the same as the default metahuman, which is Kendra, who we've already chosen in number 2. Let's set the same one on number 1 as well. So click on search in browse to in the content browser, and click on groom 1 and set that on groom 1. Okay, and do the same for the binding asset, Bob Messi, and save that. And now let's set up the body mat. Body mat number 1. Let's go for Kendra's folder, Metahuman Kendra. Go to the materials and choose M synthesized. This is our default body mat, body material. Click there. Okay. Number 2, use the same one. Okay. Body mat 2. Click there. Make sure they're the same, number 1 and number 2. If you want to do it differently, you can do it differently, but this is how I set it up. And for body mat number 3, let us choose Natalia's body material, and we'll try and click play to preview that after we've set it. So material number 3, set that to Natalia, which is the metahuman that we imported. Okay, so make sure you have your second metahuman there, okay, so that you can get all these materials from it. Okay, so let's test this and see what's happening. I'll click on play. I don't want to keep on clicking on this start RPG game button, so at this point I'm going to change the map I'm working on. Okay, it's still going to have everything that I need, but I'm going to go to content, meta customization system, maps, and I'm going to open up the third person I'm going to open up the RPG character creation map. Okay, that way when I click on play, I'm going to jump straight into the character that I am working on. And as you can see, my hair is now the default hair. Okay, the one which I set on number 1, and if I click on 1, it's going to be the same. If I click on the remove button, it's going to be the same. Okay, so if you want it to be bold, then it will probably be better if you actually just remove it so that this button can be bold. Okay, but for the skin, we actually can't have it on none, because that will give us absolutely no texture. Okay, so groom 1, let's just clear it and press play again. So now what that button does is it removes the hair. Okay, let's click on hair, number 1 and none. Okay, so you notice that the colors are different, and that's fine. We'll look at that later on. Okay, so number 2 is Natalia's hairstyle. Okay, but it doesn't really match that well. I'm guessing the reason is Natalia has probably got a very small head. Okay, so that's one of the byproducts. So what I recommend for that is whenever you get into a situation like this where the hair is not perfectly matching the head, try using a different metahuman. Okay, it can be a bit of a task because you have to download metahumans and so on and so forth, but that's the only way to avoid this. If I set up, if you remember, we had a bunch of sections where we could add the metahuman heads. If I set Natalia's head to be the head here, it will match just fine. Okay, but in this particular case, Kendra's head is larger than Natalia's head, so it is better that I use Kendra's original hair or another metahuman that happens to have a head that matches Kendra's head. Okay, mostly with the female characters you won't have this problem very much, but with the male characters you will have it a whole lot because the size of the male heads are quite varied, so please watch out for that. So before I add Natalia's head here, I'm going to take a look at what we've done with the skin. So I'm going to click skin, and my skins have shown up here. The skin 1 is the default skin. Skin 2, it hasn't come up. Let me get rid of the hair menu here. Okay, so skin 2 is now Natalia's skin. Skin 1 is Kendra's skin. Okay, so we've only adjusted the body skin. We need to adjust the face skin as well. Okay, so let's set this face skin before we set the heads, so that we have the same skin color on the face and on the head. So scroll down to face. Okay, we could type face here so that we just get the faces filtered out there. So face matte number 1 is Kendra's face. Let's go to Kendra. Let's go to face, materials, baked, MI head, synthesize. Okay. So let's click on face matte number 1 in our meta styler. Let's add that there. And face matte number 2, let's add that there. And for face matte number 3, let's choose Natalia's face. Open up Natalia, face, materials, baked, and head, synthesized. Click on face matte number 3, add that there. Save that, compile it, and click on play. So now that you can see, we've got Natalia's face on that face matte now. If I click on skin number 1, it's all Kendra. Number 2, it's all Natalia. Okay. I don't know if there's any way we could adjust this. I could probably lift up the groom, but since it's using a binding, it might not work. Okay. So if this happens, as I said before, just use a metahuman with a head that is a little bit more similar to your current head. Okay. Right now, the only way to fix this is by adjusting the face type. Okay, if I were to adjust the head size, that would not make a difference because it would scale everything. Okay, so just pick a different hair which better matches. Okay, so now I want to add a new face type. Okay, so what I need to do here is I need to reopen my RPG character, and in here, in this level, I can find it very easily because it's already set up to use the RPG character. Okay, we'll touch on that just a little bit. If I go back to my previous level, okay, sorry if I'm going a little bit off topic here, but this is something you must know. If I go to the previous level, which is the demo map, that's maps, demo map. If I click on this, it says BP playable MH male, BP playable MH female. Okay, that is this blueprint and this blueprint. Right now I'm working with this blueprint, and when I set up the male version, I'll be working with this blueprint. Okay, so these are different. Okay, the ones which we are using on this map are different from the ones we're using on this map. Okay, if I reopen the level I just came from, that's RPG character creation map, this one is using BP RPG MH male, BP RPG MH female. Okay, they're not the same. The previous level was using this two, the current level is using this two. Okay, that's because this BPs are for the fantasy template. Okay, and they have to be set in here. If I want to use the fantasy template ones in the demo map, I have to click on my meta styler, click on RPG MH female, and add it to the female, and click on RPG MH male and add it to the male, like that. Okay, and also enable playable metahuman. And now if I click play in this level, I'm going to get my RPG character in this level. Okay. If I undo that by pressing Ctrl Z and Ctrl Z again, and I click play, I'm going to get what we had before there. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, you have to set up the metastyler to use the correct blueprints. Okay, if I'm just using a regular metahuman, I'll choose one of these two, or if I use the old method of setting up my metahumans, I would choose the metahuman blueprint directly from the metahuman blueprints here. Okay, I'll give you an example of that, although it's not going to work because I haven't set up this blueprint. Let's use Kendra. Regular metahuman blueprints go up here. Okay, and I have to have playable metahuman deactivated. Okay, so if I put my female metahuman there and I click on play, I will get an error. Well, maybe I won't get an error, but the only thing I'll be able to customize will be the body. I can't customize the clothing and all the rest of that because I haven't set this up. So if you want to set up this metahuman, please use the old tutorials. Do not use the version 1.1 tutorial, or in other words, do not use this tutorial. Okay, so I'll undo that. If you noticed one thing, when I had my fantasy character here, fantasy character here, I had to click on playable metahuman and then press play, and that's when my fantasy character would actually spawn. Okay, so I've got these backwards. This should be playable female, and this should be this should be RPG female, and this should be RPG male, because I've only set up the female so far, so that's why we were getting a mannequin there. Okay, so yeah, you have to make sure playable metahuman is active, and then you also have to make sure that using fantasy BP is also active. So now when we press play, we get a playable character. Okay, the hair is changing color because of the LODs. Okay, so that's one thing you must keep in mind. You have to set up the LODs correctly as well. What I usually do is just simply delete the LODs for the hair. Okay, so if you want it to be playable, you have to click on that button. And then also there's on character creation screen. If we activate this, we won't be able to move the character. It will be almost like it's on a character creation screen, but the camera is in the wrong position, so you will have to copy the setup that we have for the character RPG creation level blueprint. So if I come back here, you'll notice that here my camera is in the correct position. Okay, under blueprints, level blueprints, you just click on blueprints and open up the level blueprint, and just copy this information to your level so that it works correctly with the character creation screen. If you do not plan on using this level, you can use this level instead. That will be much easier since it's already set up. And okay, that's the most important stuff that you need to know in that area. Okay, so back to what we were doing. I was talking about the head. The head was not matching the hair. Okay, but if I change this head to Natalia's head, it will match. So let's do that right quick. Open up RPG image female. Go to the heads. Kendra's head number 1. Let's set Natalia's head as number 2. So click on the drop down list there and type Natalia. Choose Natalia face mesh. Make sure you choose the face mesh. Search for your metahuman, whatever your metahuman is named. Click on play. So now if I get close to the head, and scroll to the second head, you will see that this hair matches just fine. And if I choose hair number 1, this also matches just fine. Okay, that's because Natalia has a smaller head. Okay, so the hair matches fine no matter which MetaHuman hair I'm using. Okay, well, if you use a hair that is an even smaller head than Natalia, then Natalia will also get some overlapping, the same way Kendra gets overlapping on Natalia's head. Okay, so Kendra has a large head. You could go into your MetaHuman creator on the MetaHuman website and adjust the size of the head, make it smaller so that everything fits. Okay, so that's extra work, but there is no way around that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up some eyebrows. Okay, because if you take a close look here, there are no eyebrows. Okay, so let's exit and let's reopen RPG image female. Add some more MetaHumans so that you can get some more heads and some more hairstyles and some more skin colors. For this demonstration, I'm only going to demonstrate 2 of them, but I believe you've seen the process. We're basically in the meta styler. We just set up multiple grooms: groom 1, groom 2, groom 3. Your next MetaHuman will be groom 4. The one that comes after that will be additional groom 1, groom 2, groom 3, groom 4. With the male, if you're setting up a male, do the same thing: male groom, male groom, male groom. Add those grooms to the male character. As for the skin, same thing: face mat 1, face mat 2, face mat 3. You keep on adding just like that. And for the male face, you add face mat 1, face mat 2, face mat 3. You can do the same with the body. You just filter out the body mat 1. For the female, you add your body mat 1, body mat 2, body mat 3. I never added body mat 1, so I'm going to search for it here and add it to body mat 1. Oh no, I did add it. I don't know why it was showing nothing there. Okay, it was showing none. Probably just went to a default material or something like that. So yeah, continue adding more MetaHumans and continue adding more body material, more face material, more grooms, and you will get a good library of assets to choose from to customize your character. Okay, so yeah, I said we were moving on to eyelashes and eyebrows. So I'm going to go to RPG BP RPG MH female to continue editing this. To add the eyelashes and the eyebrows are added from this section over here, eyebrow grooms. Okay, just go up to the top and come to set groom assets. Okay, so here just for the sake of time, I'm just going to straight up add them. I won't look for them in the content browser. I'll type eyebrows, flat and thick. I'll look at the path there. It says Christopher tall, so I don't want to add this one. Okay, that's for the tall male. Eyebrows M thick. This is for Natalia. I want to add this as the second set of eyebrows because Natalia is our second MetaHuman. Eyebrows M thick. It's the same one for Kendra. So since this path says Kendra and I want Kendra to be number 1, I'll choose this one. And I'll type eyebrows in the binding assets as well, and I'm guessing it's the third one, so I'll go on the third one. It says Kendra on the path, so I'll choose that binding asset there. And for the second one, this is Natalia. I know it's the second one, so I'll choose eyebrows M thick for Natalia. And for the binding asset, I'll type eyebrows in there, and I'll look at the path. It says Natalia eyebrows thick. I'll choose that one there. And for my third MetaHuman, I'll add them there. For the fourth one, I'll add them there. And for the fifth one, I'll add them there. There's only 5. I'll save that out. I'll press play. Now if I zoom in, you see that my eyebrows are there. Okay, and I can adjust the eyebrows from this slider here. So we've got these eyebrows and these eyebrows. They do not look different because both MetaHumans are using the same eyebrows. Okay, when you install your new MetaHuman, when you install your next MetaHuman, if it happens to have a different groom from your current MetaHuman, then they will look different. Okay, but I only have 2 MetaHumans downloaded for Unreal Engine 5.4. So while we're looking at this tutorial, I'll try maybe I don't have a 5.4 female MetaHuman. I would have to grab one from the presets or make a new one. So just to keep the tutorial short, I'm not gonna make a new one. You can make a new one and you can customize it to have different eyebrows, and then you can add them into the system like that. Okay, I would like to show you everything, but then this video will end up being 2 or 3 hours long, so I'm just going to avoid that. So I'm going to pretend here that I have a bunch of different eyebrows here. Okay, so I'm going to choose this thick eyebrows for Natalia, and I'm going to just add it to all of these sections. Okay, but if you want variation, please make sure you download some more MetaHumans. Okay, I'm gonna look for the binding, search for it in the content browser there. I'll add it to the binding, and we are just going to pretend that these are different eyebrow types from different MetaHumans. Okay, the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to scroll through my eyebrows and get no result, because if I leave them empty, when I scroll through my eyebrows, I will get no result, but now I can scroll through the eyebrows and I can get a result. Okay, otherwise if they are empty, the eyebrows will just disappear. Okay, so I'll exit from that, and I'll look at the eyelashes. Actually, I could have sworn that I set up the eyelashes already. I guess I did not. Let's go to BP RPG MH female, the blueprint, and let's see what is on our eyelashes. So I'll browse to the eyelashes, I'll scroll down. I do have eyelashes here, so there is obviously some kind of reason why they are not showing up. Let me go to Kendra and search for eyelashes. Make sure they are okay. So I am actually sure they are there. It is probably just an LOD issue that is stopping them from showing. I'll try to use Natalia's eyelashes instead. So let's go to Natalia, choose eyelashes as thin, and let's set that on the eyelashes, and choose the binding asset there and set that on the eyelashes, and let's click on play and see if we've solved that. And try and get close there. Okay, so the other eyelashes are also working. The reason they don't show is because of the LODs. As you can see, the eyebrows are also changing. So what I usually do to solve this is I just delete the LODs. Okay, I don't like dealing with MetaHuman LODs. They're so complicated and always act up. They were not created properly in my opinion. Because when you go a distance, it's supposed to show up with some low poly eyelashes, but you often get some warnings in the MetaHuman creator saying maybe this groom does not have LODs, and then when you install it like that, this is what happens. Okay, and maybe you want to use that particular pair of eyelashes. So in order to solve that, I'll undo what I did there and just put back Kendra's eyelashes. I'll click play and make sure they're both having the exact same problem. I'll zoom in there. Of course, they're not showing. I'll get really close, and they are showing up now. Okay, so the way I solve this, because this can also happen with the hair. Okay, so keep this in mind. If your hair keeps on deleting, it's not because of my system, it's because of the MetaHuman system. Okay, so the way I solve it is I'll just look for that asset in the content browser. Okay, find it in the content browser, eyelashes slide curl. I'll open them up and I'll get rid of the LODs. Okay, I could use the LOD bias, but it behaves funny, so this is a much more foolproof way to do it. Okay, so I'll go to the first tab, LOD, and I will start deleting all the LODs. Okay, you might be sensitive about this if you're using this for a final product video game or something like that, so don't use this method. Figure out some other way to solve it. Probably download a MetaHuman with working eyelash LODs, but since I've done that, I'll save it. So now, as you can see, my eyelashes are present. Yeah, permanently present now. Okay. So now we are going to begin adding skin customization. Okay, so for skin customization, we do have a new skin customizer, but it won't come with the files which are here. You'll have to download it separately. The new skin customizer allows us to remove the underwear of the MetaHuman to give us more creativity with the clothing. But there's a separate tutorial on that, so I'm not going to do a full tutorial on it because it's a longer process. Instead, if you want to use the new skin material, go to my channel and look at the tutorial for the MetaHuman underwear remover. I'll link it in the description. So now, using the regular process, let us proceed. We're going to go to the material folder, MetaHuman skin. We'll start with the body, so open up M body customization. Okay, we're going to need to copy this content to another material, the original MetaHuman body material. Open up the MetaHumans folder. We're going to find that material by going to the common folder and the materials folder and opening up M body skin. Okay, so this is your original MetaHuman body skin material. Let's go to the M body customization, which we opened up first. Let's highlight all the nodes there, press Ctrl C to copy them, and go back to the M body skin, which is the MetaHuman common folder. We're going to add what we copied here. Okay, so let's give us a little bit of room and press Ctrl V. Okay, make sure that none of these comments are touching these other nodes which are originally here, because we don't want to drag them around. And let's put this in somewhere in the middle and come here. It says connect this to base color lerp, which is found over here in the clay material, base color lerp. So connect that there. It should look like this. It says connect this to base color over here, which is base color here. So grab the base color and connect it over here, and we have customizable MetaHuman skin active. So we're going to move on to the head material. Once we've applied that, let's save it. Head material is found in the MetaHumans common face folder. Materials, baked, head, M head baked. And I'm having a memory issue again, 8K MetaHumans textures. I'm going to close this down and come back in a moment. And we're back. I'll open up the RPG character creation map again, and I'll reopen all of that. So now I won't be getting that memory issue anymore. But to avoid it, just use 4K or 2K MetaHumans. 8K is a lot of work for your GPU. So if you've got a 3060 like me, or even less, use less demanding MetaHumans. So let's find that face material. I believe it's in the face folder. So MetaHumans common face materials, baked, head baked. So let's go back to that folder where our materials are. Open up the Meta Customization System, Material, Metahuman Skin, Head Customization. Copy this, do the exact same process that we did before. Ctrl C. Add it here. Ctrl V. Let's make it a little bit further. Ctrl V. So for those of you who wanted to see the more up-to-date skin material that allows you to remove the MetaHuman underwear, the process is a little bit longer. So that's why I've just decided to use this one. Instead of starting to download the material, add it in there. Actually 5.4 looks a little bit different. Yeah, it looks a little bit different. But anyway, I've tested it already. Everything works. So let's grab the lerp on the base color. It's usually found up here. So I'm guessing there's some other changes. Yeah, it's usually found up there, but we'll just grab it from there. Connect that to the base color lerp and connect this to the base color. Compile that, and now we have both customizable face and body skin. We can add the tattoos, we can add the body markings like blood. Specifically in the new one, I added some fishnets to the skin material. So yeah, we've got tattoos on our MetaHuman's face now. Hopefully your hair is the type of hair that will allow customization. If it doesn't, just use a different MetaHuman hair. You should get a good result. It's got nothing to do with the system, it's just the MetaHuman hairs. Well, you could say it has to do with the system because I do not know what's going on with this particular hair that disables it from customization. But with most of your MetaHuman hairs it will work. This is the first hair I've actually run into that doesn't work. Okay, but if you watch the other tutorials, you'll see that all the hairs we used there were also customizable. So if we adjust the skin tint here, I can get blood as my first preset, tattoos as my second preset. Works for both the face and the skin. The reason these eyebrows keep changing color is also because of the LODs. So I've shown you how to solve that. Just delete the LODs and you'll be done with it. Okay, or do a little extra work to set it up to work with these LODs. Like I said, MetaHuman LODs are just a mess. Okay, so there is our original MetaHuman face. Our clothing, I have not gone through the clothing. Our clothing has been customizable straight from the beginning. I never worried about that, so probably why I didn't talk about it. But yeah, the clothing is customizable. And basically we are done setting up the system. I'm going to put on a suitable set of clothing. Well, we're not done setting up the system. You are going to have to add more MetaHumans to get more customization. And our body customization is 100% working there. Our facial customization, everything should be working. It is working as long as you watch the first few tutorials and follow them correctly. Everything will work correctly. And we've got our playable custom MetaHuman here. The switching in the hair colors is also the LODs. So yeah, for the other hairstyle, it's definitely the LODs that are making it mess around, because if I delete the LODs on this hairstyle, the switching in the hair color will stop. Okay, let's just quickly do that before we end this video. Find Natalia's, let's find Kendra's hair. So it is definitely Natalia's LODs that are messing with us. Okay, it seems deleting them did not stop them from behaving the way they are behaving. So anyway, let's open up this here. With this here, I believe 100% if we delete the LODs, it's gonna come out correct, because LOD 0 is picking up the correct hair material. So let's delete LOD 76543 through to 1, and we'll only leave 0. This is gonna take some time. I guess this hair is heavier than the other one. Let's delete that. I'll probably skip ahead. Okay, and we are getting rid of that last LOD there. I will save that and click play and jump into my fantasy level. I do believe that my LODs should have stopped playing around with my hair now. Yeah, so it's definitely an LOD issue. We've got it figured out. We've got the issue figured out, but the solution, not so sure. So just use a different hair. Oh, no collision on that particular. Okay, so yeah, our system is now working. Killed him. So yeah, this is how you can basically set up the fantasy game template, and you can use the same method to set up the third-person character blueprint, and you can use the same method to set up the regular MetaHuman blueprint. And yeah, I believe that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please join the Discord or ask right here on YouTube. And thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video.